let's consider an example of the Sicilian defense, using the example of Sergei Movsesian versus Garry Kasparov. Without further ado, let's go. Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. The Sicilian defense controls the d4 square with c-pawn. Nf3 develops the knight toward the center to prepare for a d4 pawn push, where the knight will recapture if black captures on d4. d6 opens up the light-squared bishop and prevents white from pushing the pawn to e5 after black eventually plays nf6. d4 offers to trade the d-pawn for the c-pawn, giving up a center pawn for more active pieces. cxd4 gives black two central pawns versus one central pawn for white. nxd4 recaptures the pawn and activates the knight in return for having one central pawn versus black's two central pawns. nf6 develops the knight toward the center and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. nc3 defends the e4 pawn and starts to develop on the queenside. a6 prepares the queenside pawn advance b7 b5, and also prevents white from playing the bishop or knight to b5. b3 supports the strong d4 knight in the center. e6 controls the d5 and f5 squares and allows the dark squared bishop to develop to e7. f3 is a book move. b5 is a book move. This activates a queen by developing it off of its starting square. Activate your knight by moving it off of its starting square. This is the Sicilian defense opening. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling queenside tends to be more active because the rook is closer to the center. The bishop leaves the starting square and begins to act. He threatens to hit the knight. This threatens to kick a knight. He's threatening to kick a knight. This threatens to win a pawn. It was the only correct move. Response move. This defends the attacked pawn. He missed the opportunity to take the outpost with a knight. This permits the opponent to take an outpost with a knight. Only had one good move in that position. Overlooked an opportunity to take an outpost with a knight. Wrong move. Opponent is also wrong. There was only one good move in that position. He's mobilizing knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This is a fair move. Not the best move, but not bad either. The game was close to equal, but now black has the advantage. There was only one move that worked. There's a threat to open the attack on the queen. This overlooks a better way to defend a pawn that was under attack. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Well done. An excellent move. White was worse off, but now they are in a losing position. It's threatening to fork pieces. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This is a threat to win the bishop. This ignores an opportunity to move a piece to safety. Great vision. That move is difficult to see. One of the best moves. They took a vulnerable rook. Recaptures. That wins a free pawn. You are threatening to force eventual checkmate. This makes a passed pawn, meaning no opposing pawn can challenge it on its way to promotion. This stops the opponent from being able to win material. Evade the check from the pawn. That's a sensible reply. Your rook takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. There was only one move that worked and you played it. This allows a forced checkmate. That wins a free rook. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by opposing pawns as it tries to promote. You continue the checkmate attack. It was a difficult and exciting game. Good luck.